This is Ponder, darling, my blessed heart, and don't you just love how I make videos in whatever? So I want to make a short video on the topic why people cheat. And this one's not just about narcissists, but as you will see, I do talk about the phenomena of narcissists just loving to cheat. But before I go over the reason why people cheat, I need to define cheating, because a lot of people think that cheating is just having sex with other people. There's more to it than that. Cheating is more than just having sex. And here's what I mean. When there is an emotional component, when you are attached to someone else and you're in a committed relationship, you're already cheating. When you are so interested in that other person that you start thinking about leaving your partner, you're already cheating. Now, I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to use Jefferson as an example because you know I love to use Jefferson as an example. So we were sitting there. He gets text messages from the little girl. And, because I'm sitting there, he blows her off. It took, months for me to start wondering, like, how the hell he even got that number. Because that number was a phone that I bought him and I was paying for. So it's not like it was common knowledge what his number was. He would have had to have given it to her, is what I'm saying. So he was already interested in her. And then, shortly after that, he started going radio silent. And I brought it up. I was like, she texted you and now, I think you're sleeping with her. And he was like, I did not have sex with her. And, it's kind of like that Clinton, I did not have sex with Monica Lewinsky thing. It's like, okay, you can say that. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's true or not. But let's just say that he was telling the truth, okay? The fact that he was so interested in her that he planned to leave me, and he really for no reason, he made up a reason to break up with me. And then there was like this weird little period where he was trying to decide if he wanted to get back with me, and then he clearly decided that it was just too difficult to fix the shitty things that he had done, and that this girl was so much easier because she doesn't require anything, because she's not smart. So she just ambles around his house and steals his brother's Pop-Tarts. I mean, that's her level. So that was easier. And as I've said in other videos, grade A supply is compliance. Grade A supply is not challenging the narcissist. So I'm sure she is much better supply than me, even though she doesn't do for him anything. And I did everything for him. So that is cheating. That's cheating. Whether he slept with her or not, he already had an intention. He was already gone. Basically, he was already gone, which means that he was still in a committed relationship with me. He had made a commitment to me to marry me, and then decided, after he made that commitment, he decided that he was going to go be with someone else. That's cheating. So, and honestly, anybody who's had something like that happen to them will tell you that is worse than somebody just having like this random one-night stand because they were drunk and there was no emotional connection. When you have a committed relationship with someone and they have an emotional connection with someone else, that shit hurts. it hurts bad. Okay? So, now that I've defined cheating, I'm going to tell you why people cheat. 100% of the time, here is the reason why people cheat. Because there's no bond, or the bond is broken. Okay? It's about the bond. All right, so number one, the bond is broken. Either you or the other person or both of you got complacent. Somebody, was not operating in the highest good for the relationship. Somebody's heart got broken. This happens particularly with women, because women, as I said in my Women and Sex video, women are biologically hardwired to be loyal, unless they're cluster B. We'll get to that in a minute. So if a woman cheats on you and she's not cluster B, chances are you broke her heart. You might not know how, you might not know what happened, but her heart is broken. And so she is looking for that feeling of being loved somewhere else. Now, there's another possibility, and that's that you thought there was a bond there and there was never a bond. Here's where we get into the cluster B. But also, people who are not cluster B, sometimes we have these ideas of a relationship, and that those ideas of the relationship are just stories we tell ourselves, and they're not really true. Women do this a lot, where we think we have a committed relationship with a guy, and it turns out that, we don't, because, either they lied to us or we thought we were in a committed relationship and we really weren't. So, with women who cheat, like I said before, women who cheat generally, women who cheat are in the cluster B spectrum, because, like I said, women are biologically wired to be loyal. If they're not loyal, generally, I'm just saying generally, this is my own observation, they have a personality disorder. And, they could say I'm a sex addict, but personally, my opinion is that women who are sex addicts have a personality disorder. It's not biologically natural for a woman to be really promiscuous. I do know women who are, because I'm probably going to get shit for this. I do know women who are polyamorous, but they tend to have committed relationships with all of their partners. So, that can happen. But, this like running around having sex with random strangers all the time generally does not happen with a healthy woman who doesn't have a personality disorder. So, either the bond is broken or there was no bond, because you cannot have a bond with somebody who has a personality disorder. You think you're bonded with them, but they don't really have any capacity to love. So they're not really bonded to you. Now, if the bond is broken and you still love that person and they still love you, the good news is that the bond can be reformed and it can be fixed if you're both committed to it and you work on the relationship. If there was no bond, especially if we're talking about somebody who has a personality disorder, you just got to bounce. There's no fixing that. You can't fix it. And even like with the women who think that they had this committed relationship with a guy and it turns out they never really did, that can't be fixed. You can't create the bond then after that. You got to bounce. So I hope that gives some people some insight, and thanks for watching. Bye.